Our next task involves transposing all of this now to their parallel minor keys and then changing Roman numerology. So I go to my selection tool, grab all of it, copy it, paste it. Now there's an extra measure over here. We don't want that. So Shift Apple M, set the value to 5. And now we're going to reselect our component in C major. And with the key signature tool, we're going to change the key signature to a minor key. It's really important that we set that to minor. Okay, and then hold the notes modally. There. Next, I'm going to grab all of these. Now remember, this is in G major. We want to set this to G minor. Key signature tool is on. Minor key. G minor, again holding the notes to the staff. Now, okay, so we have the notes figured. There's a couple of problems here that I'm going to discuss, but for the most part, we're in good shape. Our 2's are still lowercase, our 5's are uppercases, but we're going to need to add accidentals to our 5 chords to make them the right quality. And then we need to check the voice leading very carefully with the 2 diminished chord. The place I want to start, though, is changing these Roman numerals from uppercase to lowercase. Click the handle, right-click, select chord definition, and just check lowercase and hit return. Have one hand on the return key and one hand on the mouse. Lowercase. Change the cases for all of them that need to be changed. 3 becomes uppercase. Deselect lowercase and return. Right-click, chord definition, deselect, return. Right-click, chord definition, deselect, return. You can even just right-click, chord definition, select, and return. See how easy that was to move through that, just rhythmically. 2 needs to be diminished, so we're going to go back to our chord definition there. And here we need to add a suffix, the diminished symbol. You'll need to get used to finding it. It's number 88 under the group of symbols loaded in the library, and return. And we're going to do that for both of the 2 chords, like this. Select 88, return, return. That's how we get through that quickly. Okay, now 2 diminished chord is a problematic chord. When the 2 diminished chord voice leads to 5, an augmented second can happen. Notice that when I change this note here to B natural, an augmented second is formed between A flat and B natural. So we need to change the voicing here. And each time you encounter the 2 diminished chord, you really have to inspect, and you will learn not to write augmented seconds. Okay, so with the eraser, erase the material that is in the second layer above the bass, and then erase the material that's in the alto. Okay, notice the chord symbols are still there. We don't want to have to go back and do that again. Okay, so now we need a different voicing. A flat needs to voice lead to G, because A flat cannot voice lead to B natural because of that augmented second. Sometimes just flopping the voices around will solve that problem. Okay, so thinking about what's possible in this voice here, D and B natural. Just press N to get the natural sign. Back to layer 1. When you're working in layers and you're changing the voice leading, sometimes it's really helpful to, just work one note at a time until you get it right. Sometimes you can't predict what's going to happen. Okay, so I need an F in this chord, and that can leap to the 5th factor of this chord. Now the voice leading problem is solved. Okay. Next, we're going to put a sharp on our 5 chord here. All right, 1/5 of the assignment is complete, and I've spent about 15 minutes explaining this. So I'd imagine that these other ones, there's a few less chords. But where I imagine you're going to have the most trouble is figuring out the 2 diminished chord and whether or not it's voice leading properly. Next, I'm going to go on to minor keys in ascending seconds and explain some of the problems that occur when voice leading minor keys in ascending seconds.